Hello fellow cyborgs and welcome to a book haul video. I had a Barnes & Noble gift card that was burning a hole in my pocket, so I decided to order two things that I had already read. Pearl by Molly Idle was one of the few five-star reads in 2019 for me, but I didn't have my own copy and I decided I definitely needed to. The illustrations are wonderful and magical, and I am really glad to have this physical copy now part of my mermaid collection. In the spring, I'll be seeing a play of Little Women, and I definitely want to reread it before seeing that play. I have a copy, but it's a hardcover and it's vintage and I'm worried about the spine, so I decided that I needed a new edition. This is a recent release edition from Arcturus Publishing and I think it is really lovely. So looking forward to rereading Little Women. You'll hear more about that in a Hindsight is 2020 video. I also had the privilege of visiting Sarai from Sarai Talks Books. We had a lovely time together, and as happens when two booktubers meet up together, we go book shopping. I've been hearing of the charms of Margaret Oliphant's writing from the wonderful booktubers who read Victorian classics, and I know I wanted to try her work, and they happen to have at Maya's Books this really good condition of Hester. So I figured this was as good of a place to start with Oliphant, and I'm glad I could find a physical copy. When I saw this book in the nature writing section of Maya's bookstore, I got really excited and started to talk with Sarai about Audubon's Birds of America, which were these life-size, I believe, watercolor paintings by Audubon of every North American bird species in the 1800s. And I realized that I was overly excited about this topic and probably should pick up the book about it. So this is Audubon's Elephant by Duff Hart Davis, and this talks about the challenges that Audubon faced getting his Birds of America actually published. It's also biographical, or at least seems to be as well. I'm pleased that I found this randomly, and I think I can use it as one of the Curious Adventure challenge prompts. I'll link Natalie's announcement video about Curious Adventure down below so you can check it out. I also found this biography of Anthony Trollope by Victoria I didn't practice this before camera. Glendening? This has really good ratings on Goodreads, but also is a woman's perspective on Anthony Trollope. I'm hoping this won't ruin him for me, but I want to learn more about him. He seems to be a fascinating person, and I have an interesting relationship with him and his work, so I was really pleased to find this biography in a used bookstore. I also love the stripiness. I don't think it's coming up really good on camera, but it kind of reminds me of like an old-fashioned ice cream parlor or something. Sarai upgraded her edition of The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende, and so she gave me her old copy that she read. I'm really looking forward to diving into more Latin American literature and seeing also if I like magical realism, but just done by this author. This also seems to be a generational story, which, being a fan of Easton of Eden, I am a fan of. So those were the 6 books that I hauled in January. I kind of can't believe I've already added that many books to my TBR, but most of them were for a special occasion, and 2 of them I'd already read. So I have added 4 books to my physical TBR count, which puts me to 19 books on my physical TBR. Thank you for watching, and until next time, continue to be lovely.